So I'm gonna go ahead and apologize to you guys ahead of time. The thought hadn't occurred to me to, I guess, record this while I was doing it until after the fact. So I hope it's still helpful. But I've been having some issues with this fucking intellilink display infotainment. I don't even know what to call it anymore. I've seen so many names for it. Uh, one day I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden the screen started to like flicker and do all kinds of weird things. Like it was kind of, I'd never seen that before. And all of a sudden it just turned off, and it didn't turn back on for like 2 weeks. I took it to a dealership, wanted to charge me out the ass for it. Couldn't find anything wrong with it, well, other than the fact that it didn't turn off. But the button still worked. I could press on the screen and things would beep or whatnot. Everything else worked. I could play music, but I was controlling it off of this thing. But that thing didn't want to turn on for some reason, so I took it upon myself to see if I could figure out what was going on with it. And I'm not gonna lie, I took apart everything. I did all kinds of research on Facebook and Google and talking about a charging block right there, or not a charging block, a ground point on this speaker, then another ground point in there. And I've seen all kinds of things about taking out the fuse and putting it back in, and something about rolling the window down. I don't know what the hell I was watching. It wasn't until I read up on this thing called the HMI. I'm not really sure what it's a human something interface. It's a little box that connects to this, and it's actually located behind there. Now, I had just taken everything apart, so I was like, well, I mean, everything else is taken apart, why not? So I took apart the top and bottom compartment. I think it was about 6 screws, something like that. They pop right out. It's pretty easy. And right around here in the back, just below the airbag, you can see the little charge that's in there. There's a little box, and it has like 4 or 5 connections on it. Now, one of those connections is it's like a blue connection, and I noticed as soon as I touched that blue connection, my screen turned on, just like that. So I was fiddling around with it, trying to get it, more stable, whatever. Man, sure enough, it worked. They were telling me I might have a faulty HMI, or I don't know, something wrong with my screen or connections in the back. I saw, people trying dialytic grease on it. Just routes that, if I could avoid taking, wouldn't do it. But sure enough, that little HMI box had like 4 or 5 connections on it, and I just wiggled the right one and it turned on. So I just taped it up to make sure it wouldn't come loose and popped everything back in. So far, everything's working like a champ. So I don't know if it'll help y'all out. Maybe everybody's problems might be different, but it's definitely something to give a look-see. I hope it helps.